I've loaded up my VTuber model for Live2D and it's really shittily done. I spent a lot of time drawing it, but I didn't really put a lot of thought into layering at the time, or I thought I had split it up into enough layers, but that was obviously untrue. So here I am. I'm gonna be trying my best. That's all I can say. Also, wow, thank you for 170 followers. I didn't realize that I had hit that number. I think maybe someone followed me when I was offline, or on my last stream I didn't track how many followers I got, but wow, we're very close to the 250 goal now. Anyway, yeah, this is a whole ass mess here. I don't even know where to start. This whole thing is horrible. How about let's start from the bottom. The layers which you technically see the least, but still matter, and I didn't really think about it when I should have. Like, let me show you what's connected here, because it's actually really bad practice. Also, I just realized you cannot hear the music, and I'm very sorry about that. I just had Spotify playing in the back and couldn't hear any of it. So I have an application captured for Spotify somewhere. Okay, I think this is it. Yeah, that should be it. Alright, and all this aside, this whole thing here is one layer, and that's a problem. And look here, this part here is not even shaded. It is literally just line art, and here as well, it's only shaded up to here, which is, I guess, a problem. So what I've resolved to do in this stream is to make sure that it actually looks like it should in a mesh with better practice, I guess, is the best way I can put it. I think it was a good idea to start with the backmost layer, because honestly, this is where the most shit, like, poorly made stuff was hidden. And you can't see it in my final model, but it made rigging a lot harder because I had to cover up these, unrendered parts as opposed to just rigging it normal. Alright, let's, like, undo all of that. But I think I can keep the general layer order alright, like... Oh shoot, my ruler layer disappeared because I forgot, I saved it as a PSD, which won't support Clip Studio rulers. I also apparently need to change my camera angle because it's not tracking my face when I look at my tablet. This should be a little bit better. Nah, it's still kind of messed up actually. I need to reverse head movement. Because, like, I'm looking at my tablet now, but it's, like, looking in the complete opposite direction. Like, I'm looking right. She's looking left, so I need to flip that. How do I do that? Nope. Okay. Media pipe tracker. Face tracking. Is it character? Something about reverse. Mirror tracking, yes. Okay, now this is correct. Because now I'm looking right, and she's looking right, and I can look at the screen as I've put it here, because this is the correct hand, and the correct hand on the screen, and the correct hand on the keyboard now. Okay. Oh well. So... Also, for better posture, I'm just gonna lift my screen up a little bit. Oh my god, the ceiling light is so glary. Right, so I need to find just about this, or not about, I need to find the exact center of the model. Be here somewhere. Is it 809? How big is this? Change canvas size. No, it should be 800. Oh, I guess my model isn't centered. That would explain a lot. But oh well, I am putting the ruler at 809, because that's as close as I'm gonna get, I think. And I'm gonna save this as a Clip Studio document instead, because that's better to work from. And I can keep my ruler next time. I need to delete the Photoshop version and open the Clip Studio version. Yep, there we go. Oh man, this is so scuffed looking. Anyway, first order of business, split this set of braids. Split it so that it doesn't attach to this hair anymore. Where's my ruler? Oh, I didn't set it to appear in all layers. Now I have. There we go. Alright. Now I can pull X, and that's on its own layer. I'll call this loop braids. I think that's an apt name. Now this is a whole other story. I do not know how to handle this. This is the hair on the back of her head, right? I guess it should be like, this is one layer, and then all of this stuff is like the layer on top of it, immediately on top of it. All of this can probably be connected in the same layer without being too consequential. Maybe I should put like this section onto its own layer? Oh man, this is actually hard to tell how I should treat it. You can still see these. Oh, you can actually see until here. Shoot. Maybe I should cut until here. And then do this as a second cut. All of this should, in theory, travel together. No, actually, when you turn your head, this will be wider than this. Is that right? Anyhow, this internal section will definitely be different. So I'm gonna separate the outside from the inside, and then separate this inside braid from the actual back of the head, I think. Oh, but it connects to the back here. No, I'll draw some overlapping parts. Not like this. I think this is the right call. Mm-hmm. I'll copy these parts out because they do have line art on them, which makes me believe that these are meant to be rendered out a little bit more, and like they are worth fleshing out a little bit more. As in, they don't really seem to be like completely linked to the back of the head, so this will probably be another layer. And then now this is the actual back of the head layer that I should have started out with. Wait, where's the head? It's here now, right? Okay. And now what color should this be? I think it's supposed to be the darkest gray? Or is it supposed to be this, like, half gray? It makes more sense if it's, like, literally the back of the head to be the darkest gray, right? Yeah, and then be... Actually, does that make sense? I don't know what makes sense at all anymore. Let's just do the darker one for now. Oh shit, not that. And then have the dark green here go on top. And no, I'm not going to separate the gradient because this gradient is not a shadow, it doesn't move. Probably like that is the... Oh damn, I used a really big gradient brush there, maybe airbrush there, maybe I should use a smaller one. Doesn't get that weird lines effect. Oh, it still does, never mind. Is it just my screen? No, it actually shows up, because it shows up on my main monitor as well, on Twitch. Anyway, this main shape down here also needs to be extended out a little bit more, because as it stands, it's kind of doesn't encompass the whole back of the head, I think? You could definitely do with some extension. So I'm gonna... Okay, I'll just draw this out in this color. I'm just gonna pull it out to, like... This is actually fine here. You can even trim that down. Leave it just where this is. But at the bottom, it's a little weird. Oh boy, this is actually already a gradient and I didn't realize. I thought it was flat. And this section down here, that's the braid, right? That's supporting the back of the braid. Do that. That looks about right to me. Don't comment on the shape of that. Fine when you got stuff on top. Not really fine because it's not rendered, but we'll get to that. I don't even want to start thinking about the body, man. The body is so unrendered. There's so many problems with the body. Like, the whole body is actually just one chunk, except for like, no. I should say the entire lower half of the body is just one chunk, because my model, when I'm tracking it, usually cuts off, like, here. Most people have probably never seen these, like, dragon insignias on the side of my dress, because I cut it off at like the waist or even at the bust usually. There is just no reason for me to be showing that much of my model. It is not a full body model, and even more so is that my arms just cut off of my legs. Let's also not talk about how the shadows are linked to the freaking orb as well, instead of being their own layers. Everything here needs help, dude. Everything here needs help. To be honest, though, the only thing I can really see myself changing about this, because my body doesn't have any special animations and it would just be for rotational purposes, I would only be separating these back parts here, these like ropes, and the black frill skirt whatever thingy coming out here. I don't even know what it is, and I designed this. The arms, because I don't have hands, I don't want the arms to bend. I also don't have hand tracking and don't have any expressions built into my model, so there's no reason for the arms to bend. I think they're okay to leave not cut, but I'll retexture them to not have the shadows tied to the arms. This is the shadow of her, of this thing, by the way. The fluffy gray thing in the front here. That's what that's supposed to be the shadow of. And like you can see that when I'm standing perfectly head on, the shadow actually fits alright. Especially assuming, like, not in the middle here, but then you have something covering that anyway. That's fine. I also don't think this needs to be retextured in any way. I think it's okay. You also don't really see this because I have even more things over it. And yes, this is all one layer, and that's the other problem. Man. Where did my music thing go just now? So lost. Whatever. I'm just gonna re-show all these. See my shitty neck there? Close that. Back to the main star of the show right now, just the back layer of the body. I need to render out the rest of this braid. I need to render out the rest of this braid. And also note that I didn't do braids all the way down like I have on this model because I'd never turn around far enough such that you'll be able to see any of the back braid come down any further. Because as you saw before, kind of the cloak and everything goes in front of it, and my hair is not supposed to be so fluffy that it flies easily in the wind. It's supposed to be a very heavyweight kind of hair, so the physics on it is not wild. A lot of VTubers, I think, especially in like the professional rigging scene, really enjoy this very high physics kind of models. Whether it's their boobs, their tail, their ears, their whatever, it's a very, or even their eyes, it's a very, very like high physics priority scene, I think, with a lot of high-end models, but that's just personally not what I'm going for with this model. And I think I have to be okay with that. Anyway, back to the hair. I should probably stop saying, oh, I need to render this, and actually render it, right? I'm gonna extend the braid here out just a little bit. So that it forms a full loop on the other end. So I'll just use this brush here. And you can see that I also have like a distance blurring thing going on here, and it also appears in other layers that we'll see down the line. Especially that, oh, I think this is a good example. The back fur that I have, it's very, very stark. And you can also see that it's not rendered at all because other things fall in front of it. Only this bottom part here, which you see poking out from behind the front, which I'll bring up again. Shoot, please show up. Is what shows up. Like, all of that is covered. Okay, granted, this is actually uncovered, and you can see because there's the gradient, airbrush dots here that it was rendered, but there's also this very streaky, messy sections to it, which I have tried to hide by adding this extremely stark distance blur, whatever you call it. It's an art technique that has existed since the ages of, like, the invention of oil painting. And, oh my god, is that also, like, what is that? Where's that skin attached to? Oh, that's my arm, never mind, that's totally fine. Like, it's not fine, but it doesn't, it's not like it was attached to one of these layers, which I was scared of. Alright. So, what do I need to do to get that? It would look something like this. I think this is a good shape. And I'm gonna need to copy out the shading as if I'm doing it now, because I am not redrawing this from scratch, and I am not obviously able to retrieve the old shading. Or am I? I don't think I kept the file. But even if I did keep the file, I think it's too many layers then. Like the unflattened file, I think it's still too many layers for me to want to deal with. Why is this one, like, not curved at all? It's just like a cylinder. So let's actually trim that one out. Yeah, I think that's what it's gonna have to look like. I guess on the other hand, I've also discovered a lot more brushes now that I enjoy shading with compared to what I had access to before. I was pretty much just relying on, like, the G pen, the airbrush, and sometimes the watercolor blendy pen. I've weirdly lost access to that watercolor blendy pen that I used to like a lot, even though I thought it was a default Clip Studio pen. Evidently not. There, that looks a lot more complete than those, like, abrupt edges that I had earlier. I'm just gonna use this clipping layer here that I created. I'm not sure why I just drew straight on, to get the rest of this shading now. And I'm just gonna be using one of my favorite pens, which is this square pen that I downloaded. It's a flat brush, so, but it does have pen pressure. So it gives an interesting shape when you sketch. I don't like using this for line art because it's a bit too flat for my style, and I prefer round brushes, but because it also blends colors, for shading it's great, and for sketching I enjoy using it as well. Oh man, I also forgot that these ones here also aren't shaded properly, so I need to do that. And yes, I am going to use a symmetrical brush, because I can't be bothered to make these two sides different. why bother shading all these even if they won't be shown? Because of the chance that they will be shown. And if I don't render them, then it stops me from even potentially doing animations which show these, as opposed to just doing it and maybe not using it. In this case, it's more like a better to have too much compared to not enough situation. Which is not something that you can say about many other things in this world. I think that shadow there that I gave myself before actually blends in really nicely with the kind of shading that I'm trying to accomplish here. And I think stylistically, it doesn't really look that similar to the other ones though. It needs like another cell, if you know what I mean. Like it closes off on the other side as well. And now it looks a bit more like the other one. Go like that. And here I think I need to erase this as well. Yeah, let's tick up a little more. There we go. Yeah, I actually think that looks pretty close. The only difference is that these are much darker and less contrasted in shade, which kind of makes sense because this is going further behind the head and should be more shadowed. Man, I'm trying to throw in a highlight here. Why won't it show up? Oh, my pen opacity is too low. Oh, it's below! Oh my god, it's below this. I don't even know why I'm still using the clipping layer when I'm pretty much just gonna draw on this. Right on top of it. I guess I should clip alpha so it doesn't go over the edges. You know what if I don't color that in? Do that. Oh, it doesn't look like there's enough cells. It still looks really empty. I need to... right there. Now it looks a bit more like it. I mean, like, divisions. I don't know why I keep calling it cells. Like, divisions in the hair. I put, like, 3 or 4 divisions in each kind of hair. So if I only have 2, like I do on other models sometimes, it doesn't look quite right with this sitting next to it. I think that looks pretty good. Okay, no, shoot, I forgot the bottom. Never mind. That's not good. There we go. How do I shade this in? We're gonna have to be like this. Okay, it looked like those. I thought those were dark pixels, but those are actually transparent. I hadn't drawn them in well enough. Whoops. That's my bad. Oh. I'm just gonna draw this whole thing in with the airbrush. It's like too faded to really tell anyone. Why is it still so dark here? I need to fill this in, I think. The lighter color. Make it look like it fits. Shape that out with the dark. Look right now. No, it's still kind of weird looking. I think it's this right here. Needs to look a bit more like that. Oh, the flow of the hair better. Yeah, I think that's okay. It's like still a lot darker than the other ones, so I think I'm just gonna color over it more. Fade color. Yeah, now it blends in. Or maybe the fade should go up a little further. Just a little drastic. Did I make that less drastic or more drastic? Oh, that was a bit more. How about that? Okay, I think that's good. Alright. I've gotten through a grand total of 1 section of this model. A lot more to come. So this here, I don't really think it needs to be rendered any further per se, like the part that exists here, but I need to extend it out further and then render the extended part. I guess I could say the same about that piece that I just did. It's not too much consolation. So, I guess I should have brought my ref back up, because I don't know what this is supposed to look like. I guess you don't see it? Would explain why it cuts off like that, but as a result, I don't really remember what my direction was in terms of how this is supposed to connect. Maybe I'll just like... I'll just do that, just for continuity. This does connect to the braid, doesn't it? Oh, this is... Oh, shoot, I remember saying this exact thing. I didn't know how I would handle this because this is going behind this, but I wanted this to be behind. I know exactly what I have to do now. I actually have to extend this out so that this now goes in front of the other braid instead of behind it. And this also, let's say it turns in here. And this goes in here. That's how I have to handle it. That's right. So, we'll see how that goes, I guess. Kinda epic music going on, isn't it? And you can see here that the distance blue tint thing also come in. Because this is further pushed to the back, so I'll need to redraw that on top once I've finished shading the rest of it. Which honestly, I don't think will take me that long, considering this is pretty much it already, actually. I'm just gonna smooth out this hair outline here because the fact that there's like a thin line of blue outside this was kind of bothering me. I don't mean this thin line of blue, I meant the one that I just covered up. I'll also bring back color history so I can use the same color for the line art. And then I need to use this color here for this line art. I need to shade this in better. Oops, I should lock alpha so I don't airbrush outside the lines. Alright, there we go. Still need to fix things up here though. Like, I feel like this still needs some more shading. Like, this seems very... So how about we do the classic old add a strip of color. Why do I keep flipping this horizontally? It's exactly the same image, just like, except for the ears, and because it's slightly off-center. It's exactly the same image when I flip it. I don't know why I keep doing that. It's really bad. It's not a bad habit, technically, because it's a good habit when you draw to flip your canvas horizontally regularly to make sure you're not making anatomical mistakes, but I always do it in symmetrical pieces too, and then I'm just like, why did I do that? What's wrong with this? I think I need to... Because this goes wider here, and then it continues out, like... but it shouldn't. Maybe I just need to make this part thinner. I think that's the only way I'm gonna resolve this without having to redraw this whole strand of hair. Just gonna cover it like that. It still doesn't look far enough. Why is that? I need to go until here, maybe. I don't want to make it any... Yeah, actually that looks fine. I don't need to make it any... It's fine. Then I can shade back onto here. And oh, it also looks really weird because of the shadows being like really stark. Like it's like there's a window here, and technically it is because there's a window. It's these holes on the side here that are letting the light in, but they're also not correctly angled. You know what? I'll just fix that. I'll make these light patches. I'm not gonna delve into the shadows. Make the light patches extend a little further. There, I think that looks more correct now. The one here need to be a little longer. It's now they're blocked out. I think that's right. Yeah, that looks better. How to improve your model in 2 easy steps. Step 1. Redo the whole thing. Yep. That's my secret. And yes, I also have a habit of merging layers. Thank you. I noticed that already. Oh shoot, I should have dealt with this as well. Is this connected? Shit, it's not. Okay, no wonder that's not rendered. This is not even connected here. Why didn't I connect it? Shoot, okay, I need to take this out and connect it off. Thing. Now that is... So now that is one layer, and this bottom chunk is another layer. This division makes a little bit more sense, doesn't it? Also, I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't have chopped off so much here, which was originally attached to the head. It was only a couple pixels anyway, but like, is it completely covered? No, I could see situations where it gets revealed. Maybe I have to extend it further. God damn it. And that's what the back of the head was supposed to be for, but this is now just like a flat color. I need to extend that quite a bit. No, I need to use a solid brush for this. It's not transferring the color enough. Did I... Oops, I needed to protect alpha. What is this behind exactly? No, this should be shaded too. Why did I make it so light in before? This is behind the head. know what, I'm gonna keep these streaks in here for texture, even though we're probably not gonna see them, just in case you can see them. That should be okay, right? It'll look a little weird to see the hair texture there, but it's technically not out of place. Shoot, and I still didn't render hair back here, which I have to do. Damn, there's a lot of mistakes in this part. Like, just random stray pixels of different colors. That's not what a stray pixel is, but, you know. It's a stray pixel in this context. As in, it's not supposed to be there. It's lost its way. It's stray in that sense. Do I need this? I need to bring back all these layers. Is this covered? It's not. I actually do need to shade that in. Oh! And we all know where this starts first. We need to draw out the rest of this thing. Oh, this is so unrendered. I can't believe this is still in my final model. What on earth? This has been in the back this whole time and you guys just haven't seen it. Because you only see until the part that's rendered out. Like, that was the whole point of VOD rendering out to there. What's wrong with me? Past me didn't think future me would ever try and fix this model. Past me thought future me would just make a new model. But no. Future me is too uncreative to make a new model and hasn't actually improved since I made the first one. So all I can do is fix the original model. Technically that is improvement in a sense. Oh, I should put it this way, my art hasn't improved, my Live2D has improved since I did this. Technically, I don't know how much detail I should be putting into this section of the model, because I can see here that I've like made pretty much the whole thing blended into that trick that I do every single time, where the whole thing is just like buried in this color. You know what, I'm gonna go for a less opaque brush. Sorry, a more opaque brush. I have one that's like halfway between these two. Maybe this one? Yeah, this one's okay. Way thinner though. Deciding which lines are BS and which ones I actually have to keep. I think this was supposed to be a hole here, so maybe I can just erase that. I don't want to shade it. Oops, I should just use this. That looks like a very sparse braid, not gonna lie. But the whole thing does. Hi, Pigma! I don't know if the throw stuff at me redeem work. Tell me if it did. I'm gonna try it on myself. Oh, it does work. Oh my god, and there's like a sound effect if you do it. That's so stupid. I don't know if you can hear the sound effect. Because I don't have like an audio source. Oh yeah, it's a really fast animation, and I think I don't know if I hear it if I'm not the one redeeming. I don't think there's an audio source for it, because the software that it's integrated with doesn't have an audio source. I didn't hear the sound effect, but I saw it. Okay, okay. I think the sound effect is within my 3D tracker, but it doesn't have an audio source that I can add to it, so, I guess people just won't hear it, but you'll see it. Maybe I can force it to have one. I need to make an application audio capture, and I'll say... Oh my god, I am just like my model leaning to the side trying to use my keyboard right now. Audio capture, and I'll assign it to this application and see if it works. Because I can assign it to myself, so I can go like this. That had a sound. That was a weird sound. Sheesh. Okay, I still don't know where the sound's coming from, though. It seems to be coming from... Okay, yeah, it's definitely coming from that application. Yep. Yeah, I just had to force it to have an audio profile, because it didn't just now. Like, it wasn't listed as an application audio thing. The sound sounds different for each object. It does. Yes. Oh, I want to check if this one also works. I added an effect for hydrate as well. Let's see if this works. Oh lord. Oh lord. Okay, there's no sound for that one. Just a lot of water. I could see how that water animation could be taken way out of context. Anyhow, Bigma, I hope you're having a good day, and thank you so much for dropping by the stream and testing out my new redeem. People can now throw stuff at me if they want. Really trying to drag your model to Fontaine? That's right. I'm throwing a bucket of primordial seawater at myself. I'll disintegrate. Doing laundry and I ate breakfast. That's pretty much my day so far. That's good. I mean, sounds like a productive morning. Oh my lord. It's gonna be colored like this. Oh my god. Hello, esteemed Trunst. Thank you so much for the follow. And also I forgot that following me also throws stuff at my model. Ah, no. Also, why is my chat not working? I just realized my chat box doesn't show anything. Oh my god. Go away, chatbots. Stop saying sorry for bothering you. You're bothering everyone. These stupid chatbots. Delete. Okay, why is my chat box not working? It was working when I was doing stuff before, and it's the same. So why does it suddenly not show up? And yes, I'm just standing in the void. Who's or... Right. I'm trying to figure out why my chat box isn't working, and I only just realized. Chat box. Be... That didn't change anything. It's definitely still sized properly, which means that OBS detects that it's there. Why is it not showing up? Why is my chat's not showing up? Where are my chats? How do I do this? Check the log settings. Check that chat logging is enabled. Okay, now it works. What did I have to do for that? What changed? I just clicked refresh cache, and then it worked. I also had to refresh the cache on this page, because it's a different source here. Damn, okay, I see how it is. Why did it do that to me? Oh well, back to drawing. It does, yeah. I guess it's because I haven't refreshed the source in a while. Eventually I'll just run into issues like that. Anyway, fixed now. So that's why this is tinted slightly turquoise. It would make sense, because this is supposed to be a blue-toned streak of hair. Is this enough rendering? No, it still looks very unpolished. I think it's because the line art is still so solid. This streak here is still very dark as well. Shade that out. I'll shade it, tint it out a little bit. Oh. And this is already looking much better. How does it look with this on top? Okay, no, that's still very stark. Maybe it's because I need to add the blue tone back onto the top layer, actually, though. Just a little. And there, that looks relatively normal. Alright. Oh my goodness, let's go! I've done like 2 layers of work. I think this is already as this layer, the head layer here is actually as fixed as it's gonna be. Maybe I should shade it out a little bit. I know some people do, like, do shading in there. Yeah, why not? I'll just do a few strands. Say that and it's probably gonna take me forever to do the strands properly. Oh, how am I supposed to do this hair? I've barely gone through one folder, and there's this, and this to do. These are all... Well, on one hand, these actually require less extra drawing because they were more fleshed out. These appear in the front of my model and are very detailed already, but what they don't require in drawing, they require in cutting up. Like, all of my eyelashes are on the same layer, when actually my eyelash in the back, the one that's just a line, is supposed to be one layer, and these front eyelashes that are triangle shaped are supposed to be a different layer. And I didn't do that, and I also need to do that for the bottom. And that's what's gonna be taking me the longest time. A lot of other stuff like the hair, I think it's about as divided up as it can possibly be. Like, these are already divided up into this, and this, and that's about as much as you can get. The only thing is, as you can see here, it's very rough, and a lot of the textures are kind of not very clean. But down here, which is the part that you mainly see, it's actually already very well rendered. And probably won't get any better. Stuff like the mouth, really don't think I can change anything about it. I technically do need to add a little bit more surface area to the lips in order to make them render out properly, but that's about it. The head is going to require a crap ton of work though, because all of this is one layer, when in fact I should hide the back so it doesn't get shot. The front horn, back horns, top hair here, head, shadows should all have been different. Should all have been different layers. But I merged all of these. Because I'm stupid. But it's honestly fine because these are very large and it's obvious how to separate them. So, I'm not gonna have a problem. Technically, hopefully. In theory, this should be the easiest separation, even though it's the most significant separation. At least this time I remembered to separate the nose from the face, because in my previous model, which I made back in like 2020 or 2021, I did not take the nose off the face, and when I tried to turn the face, like, the nose would get like super distorted. And the ears are their own layer. I could separate, like, the strings and the earrings so I can rig them to have all these funny physics like I do on this model, but I don't have the expertise for that. Anyway, so maybe I'll just leave them as is. Or maybe I'll just put them all on, like, I'll put them all under, like, one movement. I have no clue how that's gonna work. I might just separate them anyway, because if I ever handed this file off to somebody else, they would know how to rig it separately, but so the separation would make sense. I just don't know how to rig it in Live2D. Also, the front of this ring and the back of this earring would be two different layers as well, which I did not do, because, as I said, I don't have the expertise to rig this properly, so I just merged all the layers anyway. That one was less of a laziness or technical thing, as opposed to the I just don't have the expertise to do it, so why bother making it more complicated. But it would be nice to have the physics. As you can see here, when you have things that wiggle back and forth in your hair, it's actually pretty cool. I tried learning Live2D back in 2016 and I got confused. It's complex. The software has definitely garnered a lot more support, and I believe it's easier to use than it was back then. There's a lot more resources out there to teach people how to use it, because to be honest, during COVID, there was this huge boom of VTubers, and suddenly a bunch of people wanted to know how to use Live2D. So the resources out there to learn are a lot better, and I think the software is a lot more optimized now. I don't have the full version of Live2D, but I always see people posting about the newest updates. It had a huge overhaul just recently, actually. I want to say not even 2 months ago, they did like a major update. So it's worth checking out now, like even just a trial just to see what it looks like now, feels like now. I feel like the interface is probably better. I didn't use it back in 2016. I didn't even know what Live2D was, but it's better now, I feel like. You can tell how little I cared about this layer by how it's just labeled torso. Well, guess what? I care now, 1 year later. I'm gonna call this back ropes. And this. My model is straight up T-posing whenever it can't detect my face in the camera because I'm looking at my tablet so closely. Better late than never, that's one way to put it. Can I separate the top and the bottom one? Technically, I should. Yeah, why not? Oh my god, I need to zoom in so closely to see where the actual lines are on this thing. I had to check just now to make sure that my ruler was still on, because I could barely see the ruler line against this background. Why does this feel like a different shade of brown? Literally the same shade, it's just my eyes playing tricks on me. Is it? What the hell is happening here? Is the blending mode for my brush off? Why does it keep, like, putting on a different color? It isn't. I'm, like, straight up imagining it. I have to be. Yeah, I'm imagining it. Oh my god. The trick that the background color is playing on my eyes is actually kind of insane. Need to actually render this more down the center. I guess if I'm committing to this like being a thing that's underneath and not like attached to it, I kind of do have to do that. So that if this front part here moves, that it makes sense for the back there to quite move with it. Can I get away with just copying the texture over? Probably can't. No, you know what? I'll just copy it once. There's no point doing all this copying. It makes no sense. It will be more pom-pom-like if it's like this. And if it is coming out from these dragons here and it's attached on the outside, it makes more sense to behave like that. Maybe I could do with filling this little hole here in. Oh shoot, because I don't have the symmetrical ruler on, it didn't copy. I did it again after turning off the symmetry ruler. I forget about it, and then I have to redraw the part that isn't symmetrical. No. There we go. I make the belly button more prominent. I feel like with my model now, the belly fold, not the belly, yeah, the folds of the dress around the stomach and the belly button get kind of blended out. You don't really see them. Maybe that's a good thing, because otherwise the shading looks like really stark. It already looks pretty stark, doesn't it? Let's see, is this shade the same shade? Because that's the darkest shade of shading that I have. This layer, I believe. Yeah, okay, that's way darker. What about this? Also way darker. Actually, nah, I think it looks better when it's more subtle. Shoot! I keep forgetting to turn the stupid thing back on. Right, let me just quickly copy this from the other side. And now let's turn the ruler layer back on. Hi, Mio! Hope you're doing well. I'm currently repairing my VTuber model. Because there was so many unfinished textures. I'm doing well. I haven't really had so much time to draw recently, so I'm glad that I finally have time to sit down and do this. Why is the ruler layer down here now? Saw your post on Twitter. Did you do your own 3D chibi? Yes, I did do this chibi. I did it in VRoid. I made the characters super small and did a few really simple custom textures for myself. Whoop! I got hit. I wonder if there's a way that I can hook up VTube Studio to also throw stuff at me. I think that exists as like a plugin. But otherwise, if I'm not using my 3D model, the throw stuff at me redeem is gonna do nothing. So I would rather have it do something, so I hope I can add that integration. You can throw stuff at me as part of an app called Warudo, which I'm using to do my 3D tracking. As you can probably tell, my legs and arms aren't actually being tracked. They're, my legs are static. Oh my god, I'm being destroyed. I will hydrate. And my hand is following the tablet coordinates, or rather my mouse coordinates, which is why even on the leftmost side of my screen, it kind of looks like my hand is in the center, because I have another monitor, my main monitor, to the left of it. If I bring it all the way to the right, you can see that my hand is over here. It's actually ridiculous how much water, like, I'm not leaning back when it does it. It's like the force of the water is so hard that it pushes the model backwards when you throw the water. Ah, shit. I tilted my head too far back when I was drinking my water and I got in my eye. What am I doing? Okay. I'm back. Ha! I'm getting laughed at. That's so cute. Well, that's not a very smooth transition, if I do say so myself, so... Uh... Wait a second, which layer was I drawing on this whole time? What layer are these on? These are on the ruler layer? What am I doing? Why are these like all on the wrong layer? This is bamboozling me. I'm just gonna like lock this layer. I'm gonna lock the layers that are done so I don't accidentally edit them. Or one edit them, I'll unlock them. This is one of my favorite songs in all of Genshin. In the original game, it's called Her Song, or something like that. But this is called Memories of the Eternal Oasis, because that's where this plays game. It does not want to recognize my voice anymore, I guess. My microphone. Shoot, didn't, affect alpha. That could have been disastrous. You don't feel like doing the shading there really changed anything. You can barely see it. You don't see it at all, actually, because you don't see it at the bottom here. It's actually completely, like, whited out there. Not whited out, like, it's faded out. Oh, well, I think that's almost all the back layers except for the fur done now. So, I think I'm gonna end stream there. I actually did quite a bit. How many layers did I do? Well, they used to be fewer, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 layers. That's actually not bad out of, God, like 50. So, I'm probably gonna end stream here. There's someone that I've got in mind to raid, so hopefully we can go raid them. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Thank you, and I hope you have a good rest of your days. Raid. Gonna be sending a raid. Alright. See y'all. Bye.